the only reason why it should become unprogrammed is if the battery dies, but you'll know when it's programmed, you hit the button, that'll light up right there.
Okay.
Where does the battery go inside it, like a AA or something?
Yeah, it's like a watch battery. You just need little screws right there.
Okay.
I'll put that in the glove box. So, that's it for this settings button. So we've pretty much gone through the whole left-hand side of the screen here.
Okay.
Can you show us how to hook up the GoPro?
Yeah, so
Should be pretty easy.
yeah, you go here, and then you got to turn the GoPro on
Yeah.
and hit new GoPro camera,
Uh-huh.
and it connects via Wi-Fi.
And how does it connect up here?
It just screws on.
It looks like it's a slide.
Yeah, it's got the slide mount there.
Alright, so that came just into...
That's for
The
down there.
GoPro should have the
All right,
yeah, so
that's down there.
That's for
Okay.
back there for the
Okay.
surfing.
Okay.
So, the middle of the screen here is designed to mimic the helm command. So you have all these shortcuts on the helm command here. So you have a shortcut for audio, a shortcut for your most commonly used profiles, a shortcut for the cruise control. Easiest way to turn the cruise control on and off is just hold this button down.
Okay.
So see,
Okay. So when you turn that on,
Mhm.
the NSS, something go away?
yeah, so that's just because we have the speed set for surf speeds.
Okay.
So you're not going to need that auto plane.
Okay.
So it'll just go to the NSS.
Gotcha.
So like if you use the NSS profile, it'll turn that on automatically.
Okay.
So when you set a profile, so say, you know, I set wake novice, hit activate. So it'll activate and set the boat up the way that you it needs to be set up. You still have to turn the cruise control on though.
Okay.
So it's a two-step process. Activate the profile, turn the cruise control on. So the middle of the screen again has the same shortcut buttons as the helm command here. Then in the middle you're going to have all your vital information like your speed. What the cruise is set for is right here. Your fuel is right there. We put 15 gallons in. And then your depth is right there.
How many more gallons will it take?
What is
40
it? A 48 gallon tank or something like that. It's pretty big.
So we're filling up on the way home.
Yeah, you guys will
That's
go
why
through.
we have
you
so
get-
many.
You guys will go
5-gallon
through a lot of
buckets.
gas on the first few weekends, I'm sure. Then on the right hand side of the screen here, because we're from 7 miles an hour down to neutral, my awareness camera's on, so I can X out of that. This is the switchboard. This is really cool. All the stuff on the left-hand side of the screen that we just went through that you find that you use most often, you can assign to this switchboard, so you don't have to go digging for it over here. Like one thing that I always keep over here is that ballast shift,
Yep.
because it's always right there in your fingertips. And then, you know, whatever you guys find that you want to have there, you can hit this little pencil and edit what you want there.
So where would I just speed?
Adjust speed,
Like if I'm pulling somebody.
just hit this,
Okay.
or you can hit this. So that's the easiest way to do it. And you can change the speed, you know, if you're pulling a skier and they want to go faster, so you just go boom, you go up, or go down.
So you don't have to even touch the throttle.
It's all GPS.
You actually, if you you know, have it so
Yeah, once it's engaged,
Once
and you're
it's
at your
engaged.
speed limit.
No
but so
more
if you
sitting
if,
there
if you're pulling a skier at 28
Yeah.
and they want to go 30,
Mhm.
but you don't have the throttle down enough to go 30, you might have to push the
Okay,
throttle down
okay,
more.
alright.
Honest to God, whenever you have the cruise control engaged, just floor it.
Alright.
Yep.
That's okay.
So switchboard, that's super cool, super handy. Next one over is vitals. So that's going to be your engine temp, your oil pressure, your battery voltage, RPMs, a third place to turn the cruise control on and off, and then it's going to have air temp and water temp.
Okay.
So that's about it.
All right.
I recommend going home, either putting the boat in the water or sitting in the driveway and just playing around with this.
Very nice.
The more it's like getting a new phone. The more you play with it, the more you get used to it. I just went and showed you everything this can do. You'll probably use about half of that.
20%.
So yeah, it's just a matter of playing with it and getting comfortable.
Got
That's USB charging ports.
all lit up too. Look at that.
Yeah, you like that? It's fancy, right?
Oh, where's the
USB over here.
the plug? Is it in?
Plug is in right now.
No, it's New Hampshire law. It has to
Yeah,
be
we'll
out.
pull it out and we'll
Okay.
put it right here.
Okay.
What was it?
The plug.
New Hampshire has this new law where when you're traveling down the road towing a boat, the plug has to be out.
What plug? The water plug?
Yeah, dream plug.
Dream
So I'll show
plug
you where
with
that is.
Yeah.
So do you guys work well with New Hampshire lakes?
Yeah, I actually was on the board of directors in the New Hampshire Lakes Association.
Really?
Yeah.
'Cause we just had Tom come to our lake association
Yeah,
meeting.
I talk with Tom all the time.
He's a nice guy.
He's a nice guy.
Oh, so that's where it is?
It's draining a little bit of water right now.
So the lowest point of the boat.
Okay, I totally
right.
thought that it was.
Oh, that goes straight out into the.
Ground.
Right.
There's like nothing there, but.
Sorry, I'm totally. Like,
That's
oh
why
yeah.
before you put it in the water, put this puppy in place.
Jesus. You have not.
Yeah, I was a Lake Coast coordinator for many years, and then I was on the board of directors for the New Hampshire Lakes Association.
Wow.
So I worked with Tom quite often.
So what's up with this new this bill?
House Bill 137. It's kayakers that are pissed off, pretty much.
About the wake boats?
Yep. So like I went to, I've been to all the hearings, and like the first couple public hearings, it's, you know, your quintessential, you know, old ladies with gray hair that,
Yeah.
you know, have a kayak on top of their car and
Your Subaru.
on top of their Subaru.
And they're
yeah.
probably the ones that are transporting weeds, first of all.
So
Second
if
of
you
all,
think about it,
you don't have to register your kayaks, and the state's not making any money from them.
right, exactly. And the other
why
thing
don't you
is,
think
so, you know, I sell these boats. 95% of these boats I sell are to somebody that owns a lake house, and they take their boat and they use it on that lake that their lake house is on.
Yeah.
You know, yes, they have ballast systems that take water in and out, but
It's in the same lake.
it's in the same lake, and you know that being down, you know, almost 2 feet underwater, it's going to be real hard to get, you know, a piece of milfoil fragment to go up and in there, especially because it's graded. The erosion thing too, shoreline
That's what
erosion.
we're worried about.
So WSIA, Water Ski Industry of America, has done scientific trials on that, and it's like you would have to go back and forth on the same line like tens of thousands of times, creating a big wave to do the same damage that would be done on a day where the wind is blowing over 20 miles an hour. So it's
For
really-
one day.
for one day
So 1 day's worth of wind impact on the shoreline.
would be thousands
tens
of passes.
thousands of passes.
So it's just kind of a witch hunt right now.
Well, we honestly, like, so our uncle heard about it, and he has a friend that has a house, like, 5 doors down from our parents, and our uncle, like, went to John during Christmas, like, I heard about the new boat you're getting. Don't go in front of Jimmy Hill's house, because his wall is eroding. And I'm like,
Oh, he started telling me about his artesian well isn't working properly.
Oh
and
my
the,
god!
And the waves
and
are.
it's all wake boat's fault.
right.
yeah.
Like, how does an artesian well have to do with the waves and in your wall crumbling? So my response to him was, well, if he maintained his property, he wouldn't have that problem.
Yeah.
And I mean, we do worry about it. And like when Tom came, we took him around the lake, and he's like, I'm surprised how rocky your shore is. And like we've had it, like the lake, you know, people come in and, you know, like test it and do all that stuff, and they're like, you have a very rocky shoreline. So that's also beneficial. It's not like there's a lot of soil and beachy area.
You know what it is these boats represent change
Yeah.
on lakes.
And
and there's-
activity.
Yeah.
It's what we've seen is that it's when the waves come in and you see your boat going like this, or you
Right,
see
and,
your
and that's
dock.
that I can
people
understand.
freak out.
That I can understand. If somebody's not being considerate and they're going too close to shore, making a surf wake, and you know somebody's boat starts going like that piss me off too. But you know that's why when you're surfing, just go up and down the middle of the lake. That way the waves have time to dissipate by the time.
Yeah.
That is the one part of the bill that I can understand. Is,
But if you're like on pro wake and you're going around, it's kind of hard to get the keep the wake away from the shore.
Right. But you know what? Wake boats aren't the only ones making big waves.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
it's just a witch hunt. It really is.
it is. Well, one of the things we brought up in a couple of our meetings was like, well, what about seaplanes? What about birds? Like, you know, they pick up things and transport them to different areas, and
Right.
then jet skis, and I don't know.
Well, my concern with the whole bill is that I think that if they end up doing a distance thing, like you have to be 200 feet from the shore, they could fundamentally wall off wake surfing on certain lakes. Like
Smaller
in here,
lakes, yep.
you'd never be able to go in
Right.
there. So it might get to a point on a small lake where you don't have enough room to wake surf because that's where so I was telling Tom that instead of doing it that way, they should be setting up zones. Like you can go from here to here in a straight line, and that's where you wake surf.
Right.
Like a slalom course.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean they're doing research now. Pete's actually dumped down like 20 grand.
He was telling me.
Yeah. So.
To fight
To
it?
lobby against
Yeah,
it.
we hired a lobbyist.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well, that's
Just-
And you know, when Tom was there, I'm like, John, go talk to him and find out.
It's a common sense thing.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, the only part of that bill I can agree with is, you know, property damage by somebody being naive and going right off people's docks with a surf wave.
Right. Well, when I said to John, I'm like people make $100,000 investments in these things, and what are you trying to say that now you can't
Right.
use it? Like
Right.
off of a kayaker who?
Well, that's what my uncle threatened me. He said, you know, if you piss off Jimmy, he's going to get some people. If you piss off enough people, they're going to get together and they're going to ban your boat. And you're not going to be able to use it in the
petition.
lake.
Yeah. Good luck.
Can that be done?
I've
Because you
never
could-
heard of that. No.
Yeah. I mean, you can just shut off the ballast if you know. You can't ban a boat.
And you know what? To tell you the truth, no, there's as far as spreading milfoil, nobody is worse than fishermen because they have, you know, they go from lake to lake all the time.
Yeah.
That's what they go to all of these different tournaments on lake to lake. These boats, 95% of them stay in one lake, and this
Right.
I've already told Tom all this.
Right.
And you know, they have their live wells
Yeah.
that suck water up out of the lake and bring it into the boat,
Yeah. I
and
didn't
they
know
go
that.
into the shallows where the milfoil is growing to catch the fish.
Totally.
So not to knock the fishing industry, but
And their hooks and
Yep.
you know, I mean, you can catch weeds there, and yeah, I don't know. And then, but luckily on our lake we don't have public access.
Yep.
So that's one of our saving graces, and most of the people don't leave.
Yep.
So, but
And the ones that do get shunned,
I know. Well, John,
everyone points their finger.
our cousin has a jet boat, and he takes his from lake to lake to lake, and so, but yeah, he says he cleans it. So, but anything up front?
no, it's pretty just storage. Those seats all pop out. Storage underneath all the seats.
So where do you recommend storing things like life jackets? I mean, if you have 13 people, I need 13 life jackets.
Life jackets back there on top of the ballast bags.
I figure just keep like a stockpile of like
Right.
5 or 6.
Right.
And,
And there's already 4 in here. You put a safety kit up underneath those bow seats. We'll just double check, make sure you did.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, so there's 4 life jackets, a throwable, fire extinguisher,
John?
Oh, it's throwable. We need that.
Oh yeah.
fire extinguisher, dock lines, fenders.
Where?
Oh wow.
Oh.
Very nice.
Paddle. So you're good. You're legal right now for 4 people in the boat.
All right. Okay. I think I got 8 life jackets.
Yeah. And then if you have a skier, you can use their jacket.
Yep.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, anything that's Coast Guard approved.
Okay. You should know this. Took a class.
Right. So I also put the mirror down when I'm towing.
Okay.
Just stop here twice.
So yep. So if you had the code in now, you would when there was one light on, you would hit the code and then hit stop a final time to shut everything down.
And the bilge pump is going to keep running for a little bit.
So it'll stay on and it'll eventually start flashing.
Okay.
So big thing when you get to the lake, put this puppy in.
Okay.
Do we ever need to put the blower on, or does it automatically go by itself?
No, you have to put it on. So you enter in the code, hit start, then turn the blower on. Run it for 4 minutes before you initially start the boat.
What was the blower one? That one.
Right there.
Because otherwise it could explode.
Theoretically. So any boat that has an enclosed engine compartment has to get a blower system to get certified by the Coast Guard.
Okay.
I never use blowers, and I've never blown up a boat. But
Okay.
What's the button on the side there?
so that's, you know how like your old boat you'd push in the middle, or
Yeah.
you might have had a little lever, but
Yeah,
you'd push in
yeah.
the middle and then you'd rev up the boat like that.
Yeah.
So because this is shift by wire and throttle by wire, it's digital, so you push that in and you rev it up.
Okay.
But that's more for like service guys. You wouldn't really need it to do that.
All right.
So
And old engines.
Right.
Okay. So start it and then turn the blower on.
So yeah, just hit start, then turn the blower on before you
Okay.
start the engine up.
Okay.
Here, while you're breaking it in, pull in on it.
Oh,
There you go.
okay.
Just take some pressure off it.
And it clicks down.
Mhm.
Okay. So do we want to keep that bag in the car?
Yeah, put the bag in the
okay.
safe spot at home.
Okay. I know what I meant to ask you. One of my neighbors got a new boat,
Yep.
and she said the guy that came to show her how to use it, she's so paranoid to take it off the dock and put it back on. So I was kind of like talking her through some things, and she said that the guy told her like, don't just like slowly go forward. She told him to rev it. So I was standing there talking to her, and she revved it, and I was like, whoa, what is that? I think she's not understanding it right.
Yeah, I don't
the
think
guy
she's
said.
understanding it right.
You
She
don't
said
rev
she-
it to dock.
No,
Well,
just
she
go
said, like-
super slow.
Yeah.
Like,
It's common sense.
even use neutral if you have to.
Well, that's what I was telling her, and she's like, "Where's neutral?" And it was having trouble getting into reverse. But she said when she goes from reverse to forward, he said go fast. And I think, and what she does is she goes fast into forward, and I think she misunderstood what he was
So
saying.
is it like an outboard or an IO?
It's a pontoon boat.
So
It's
yeah, so like on those, like if you go like just putting it from neutral,
to forward.
to
it
forward,
grinds.
it'll grind. So yeah, if you go slow like that, it'll make that grinding noise. So
Yeah.
I guess she's talking about like going like that.
So when it's up, it's neutral.
When it's up, it's neutral, and it'll lock in neutral. So you gotta squeeze this little upside down mushroom cap
Yeah.
to put it in forward.
My
or
old
reverse.
Chevy Cavalier, it was 5-speed. And when I had to go in reverse,
Yeah,
I had to
do
pull
that.
it up.
Yeah, and then
Didn't
put it,
know that. I shoved that sucker in when I first bought it. I shoved it in reverse. I'm like, and then I got home and I'm like, huh, that's new.
Wow, it goes in reverse much easier now.
Much easier.
That's weird.
Okay, I think that's what because I'm like this isn't right. to
Yeah, so
me.
this is completely different. This is all digital how it shifts. So that's for an outboard or an
Okay.
inboard outboard.
What to go fast.
I just go faster when you're shifting it from neutral
Okay.
into gear.
Okay. And what are your tricks for trailering?
Go slow, take wide turns.
I hate backing up. Oh, I'm still